Hello guys, what's going on? My name is Rafael Begosso and welcome to another mixing tutorial. This time we are going to bring you kind of an a cappella track. It's not really a cappella, it used to be in the original arrangement. I did the arrangement and I sung all voices here in this short demo. But I also added some snaps, claps, body percussion, which is sometimes falls in the range of a cappella, but also there is a bass a little bit further in the arrangement, and also an ambient guitar. It's usually used in soundtracks. They call it scoring guitars. All right. This is a very short one. I hope you liked it, and let's get to it. So I recorded this a long time ago, but the mixing is new. I had the stems, so I imported here and trying to improve it from the original recording. All right. What do we have here? We have a bass. It's a voice bass track. You have a baritone. There is kind of the above the range of the bass. It's almost a double, just for one note that it's different. So I penned them left and right. We have a tenor here, tenor 2 we usually call it. I pen it to the left, and we have a tenor 1 that I penned to the right. They are doing these voices up to now. They are doing the harmony part. All right. Then we have a melody that is in the center, obviously, and we have kind of a background for this melody. So it's the same. I recorded it twice, but I penned it to the left and to the right. And then we have some snaps and claps, body percussion, scoring guitars, and our effects. Let's listen to the track first. It's a very short track, less than 1 minute, so we can listen to it as a whole. Let's get to it. Perhaps you want to lower your volume for a little bit. All right, sound in 3, 2, 1. Do na do na yeah. Do na do na yeah. Do na do na yeah. Do na 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 yeah. Do 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 na do na. All right, so what do we have here? Our bass. You can see all voices, they are with the SSL channel strip. And I'm using the legacy one from Universal Audio just to make some adjustments. I should say I recorded these tracks through my Apollo with my mic and with console EQ and compression already. So the adjustings here are kind of minor, all right? And then we have the sense, obviously, to give the track this kind of sound. For our bass, we have just a little bit here around 100, and that's it. Nothing more here on the EQ, and I'm compressing it a little bit. So 4:1 ratio, medium release, and not using the gate, obviously. And here I'm adjusting the threshold to taste. Let's take a listen to the bass. Do do yeah, do channel. Do, do, yeah. Do, do, yeah. So not that much. It's a very low voice. It's very low for me these days. I used to sing that low back in the day, but I needed some help here around 100 hertz. All right. Now I will solo both of the baritones here because, as I told you, just one note is different from them. They are doing just the regular chordal things, you know, but they start with a seventh, so their voices are like very power chordy. All right, so let's take a listen to them without the channel. Do, do, yeah. Do, do, yeah. All right, all right. Now with the channel from SSL, I'm taking a little bit around 250 hertz and giving a little bit of 3K and also a little bit of 5K, you know, and compressing it a little bit. The compressor settings are similar in all the voices. Just it's compressing a little bit more on the bass than on the other voices, but the settings are similar. Now let's listen to them with the channel. 3 dB of compression. On the baritone. All right, now our tenor, filling the chords a little bit more, and I'm not doing that much here on the tenor, just giving a little bit around 8K, all right, and compressing it a little bit. Let's listen first without the channel. Do, yeah. Do, yeah. And then with the channel. Do, yeah. Do, yeah. All right, to this point, only almost power chords exclusively, with the exception of the first chord and the first chord of each bar. The first one of the first bar, it's like this, then it goes power chordy, and then from then on the other chords are D major. All right, so here we have the D major, and then it goes power chordy again. And let's listen to the first tenor that is giving a little bit of spice. Let's see what's doing without the channel strip first. Do, yeah. Do, yeah. Do, yeah. So it's doing almost all the ninths of these chords, all right? So starting with a regular B minor seventh, but then I go to A major add 9 and G major add 9, all right? And then in the end, we have a G major with the third in the bass, but the 9 added. And then A major with the third in the bass, but the 9 added. Just giving some ethereal to this arrangement, all right? But let's listen to it with the channel strip that it's giving a little bit around 3K, a little bit around 10K, and it's taking the low end. As I recorded all the tracks, I tried to make different EQ settings for them. Otherwise, it would sound it already sounds very homogeneous. But I try to make different EQ moves so that it gets a little bit different. Right? So tenor 1 with the channel strip. In the middle there you have a D major with the fifth in the bass that is giving this low sound. And then we have the melody without the channel strip first. Now with the strip, I'm giving a lot around 10K, taking the some of the 3K just to back off the nasality of the sound, and also taking off around 200 compressor, just compressing it a little bit. Let's listen to it with the channel strip, the melody with the channel strip. All right, and then we have the background for the melody. It's not regular thirds, for the most part it is, but when the harmony doesn't ask for a third, I kind of sung another note. All right, so it's very interesting, but it's the same it's the same thing that I recorded twice. Let's listen first without the channel strip. All right, and now with the channel strip again, it is a high voice. It is a high voice. I'm giving a lot around 10 plus K, but I'm giving a little bit back on the 3K and taking around 200 also. Let's listen then with the strip. All right, now our snaps and claps. In the first part is just snaps, then we have in the second part snaps and claps. I'm just using the 33609, all right, from Neve, very good version of the from Universal Audio. This is a very nice compressor, but it's a little bit hard to adjust it. But when you get it right, it sounds very, very nice. Let's listen to the snaps and claps without the, I'm sorry, without the 33609. And now with the compressor, it's a compressor and a limiter. All right, and then we have a kind of a body percussion here, again with 33609. Let's listen without it first. Now with the compressor. All right, on both tracks I'm obviously adjusting the threshold, but I'm letting the limit part, the recovery, on auto 1, and but in the compressor side I'm doing the recovery manually to 100 Hertz, and I'm just adjusting the gain and letting the ratio 3:1. All right, I'm still studying this compressor because it's not that easy to adjust, but I think they are good settings for this material. All right, now let me see here, where do I have the guitars? They start here. All right, so let's listen to the scoring guitars, the ambient guitars. I'm just using the LA3A. It's a favorite for electric guitars, but let's listen without it first. Well, it's only very in the background, you know. It's not that in upfront into the track, just providing some drones and some repeated nodes and some connection between the first and the second part. Let's listen to that now with the LA3A. It's just 3 to 5 dB at most of compression. All right, and now we have a bass that I used only the LA2. It's not LA2A, the previous models. It's the old one. You can see here in the GUI. All plugins from Universal Audio up to now. All right. And it's not doing that much. Let's listen to the bass without the LA2. It's almost always doubling the bass voice, all right? But the low D, it does here, while the voice bass does here, all right? Just because I don't like to sing here that much, you know? It's hard for me. Now with the LA2, the bass. All right, so up to now, only Universal Audio. I have here a stock EQ from PreSonus just to take some of the low from the voices, you know. It's a little bit different here on the bass, but it's taking the low and this 3K here a little bit. All right, it's just a standard for me on my template here, but it's not doing that much. You can see 0.779 dB. It's almost nothing. It's just for the low cut. And how about our effects? I'm using here a technique, very cool, that you use different kinds of reverbs and delays to create an ambience. You can use small amounts of it, so you don't have to overuse any plugin, but when they are together, they provide a very good ambient sound, you know? Let's listen without, the first part without any effects, and then we'll talk about the effects, all right? Let me see here. Here. First without the effects. So, pretty dry, right? Not all of them, just the delay. In all of them, I'm de-essing after the effect and also spreading the stereo image. This is the same for all the effects. You usually want to use a delay, a plate reverb, a room reverb, and a hall reverb for this kind of technique, all right? My delay, it's H delay, all right? So ping pong, milliseconds, I didn't even locked to the host, using a little bit of modulation, a little bit of filtering, but I'm taking out the analog emulation here for them and giving it a little bit of feedback. Let's listen just with the delay. All right, you can hear it more when you stop the sound, because it's I'm using just a small amount, and you want to use a small amount for this technique to work. All right. Now our plate reverb, it's EMT 140 from Universal Audio. I'm using the Tenor Rock Vox preset, but I'm cutting here a lot from the low end. All right, so let's listen with the delay and the plate. All right, it's getting there. Now our room sound, I'm using Ocean Way Studios from Universal Audio. On the vocal group preset, Studio A. This is a very nice plugin. You should check it out. It's not doing that much, but you feel more of the room here. All right. And now the hall reverb, I'm using Cinematic Rooms, all right, from Liquid Sonics, a very nice reverb. I hope I had the Seventh Heaven from them also, the emulation from Bricasti, but I don't. But this one is very nice. I'm using the Amethyst Hall here, but I'm EQing it high passing, you know, just to cut the very low frequencies. Let's listen with all effects now. All right, so where am I sending this? Room for all of my instruments and voices, all right? Just the room. All vocals except the bass receive the delay, the plate, and the hall. And snaps and claps have room and hall. and the other instruments just the room. All right, so you can have a very good ambience like this. And now our master bus, I just have a master EQ taking a little bit around 137 hertz, a little bit around 250, and a little bit around 500. And my bus compressor for this time is the SSL, the legacy version from UAD. Let's listen without the master EQ first. I'm sorry, I should have deactivated this also. So without any busing processing. Now just the master EQ. Now just the bus compressor. Now this whole time we were listening the mix through the bus compressor, the bus track, the main bus, and that's how I usually do. I set my bus first, and then I'll mix the tracks, then I'll go back to the bus. These plugins here are not being used. I was just trying them. The binaural pan from stock plugin from PreSonus, a tape emulation from Waves, didn't use that, and also a limiter, I didn't use that also. I just went with the Ozone, that it's doing a lot here for my sound. Now, what do we have here? We have an equalizer giving a little bit of the low end, taking out the low mids and the mids, and giving a little bit on the high end. The dynamics processor are deactivated because I already had a bus compressor. I have here a dynamic EQ also, taking around 250, then 444, then 3K, and then 13K. An exciter, which I like it very much. If you follow my channel, you know I try to use this module separated in lots of mixes. Imager, also very cool. And to finish, a maximizer, all right? So let's take a listen without the Ozone plugin once more. All right, now with the Ozone, it might get louder. So loud sound in 3, 2, 1. Guys, hope you liked it. It was very cool to go back to my files and find this arrangement and this recording. I think it was 2012, 13, I don't know exactly, but I could mix it again and hopefully try to improve it. And I can do the same for your song. If you have a song that is recorded or that you recorded in your room, in your bedroom, in your home studio, and you want them mixed, please talk to us. You can find us pretty much on all social media, typing Rafael Begosso, and then you can send us inboxes, messages, but you can also visit our websites. Then there you have our contact forms. The websites are here, both sides. And that's it. See you next one. Bye.